Alright, so I'm gonna do a like a how-to video for Solitude. So this is gonna be my little video for Solitude. Solitude's like one of my least favorite maps, and I think because the top of the sandbag spawn, like the top of the double cap, is so hard to hit people down here, and there's like trees in the way with sprites. There's fucking fences in the way that people prone behind, people sit behind there, people prone and fucking sit up here, like, and then when you're down here, it's the same fucking shit. There's sprites in the way, there's sandbags that eat all your shots, there's just a whole bunch of stuff that gets in the way. It's just a very uncomfortable battle, and it's basically who can throw the best nades. Anyway, Solitude's frustrating for me. I don't like it at all. It was the first match I won in Cal Maine. I took over my team for High P, and we sneakily took Allies first half, and then we took Axis second half, and we MG'd the top of double cap. So we just put an MG up here and just mowed people down. Then the MG would switch over here, then the MG would switch here, then the MG would just kept moving around. And we won because we held mid with an MG. If we did not MG, we would have lost. It was to Ryan Twist Anderson's team. I forget the name of his team, but they were much better than us on paper and just in general. And the only reason we won is because we MG'd the map. And it's always been one of my least favorite maps to play. Not my very least favorite. My very least favorite was always Donner. But Solitude's up there for sure. Okay, so I'm going to do some callouts, just so you guys get the general idea. I'll do it from Axis side first. So this is the Axis first spawn. Sometimes we call this statue or obelisk. This is arches to barrels. Barrels is in here. And then in here, this is called hole. So we got barrels and hole because it has a big blown out hole. Over here, this is crack because it has a crack in the side of the door. Okay. If you come out the other spawn through this little tunnel, we have an L, which sits right here, and this is a little L thing that like the allies like to sit in. We got a bridge to the second flag down here. This is just the second spawn, and this is called slip and slide because it's kind of like a little fun slide, and it slips in. Out here, this is called garden. Sometimes I call it flower beds, but I really mean garden. And then you got the double doors. This is called like telephone pole or some name like that, like telephone pole. Man, I'm messing it up, but it's something like that. It's pretty close. I'm just forgetting the name of it. This is mid house. This is underpass down here. This is underpass. This little Z area. Okay, top of underpass, bottom of underpass. This is mid house or church. But mid house or church, you'll hear it called both things. This is church tower, or sniper tower. And sniper tower looks over at the loft. This is the sniper loft, Axis sniper loft, and it watches over this whole area. Okay. Telephone pole, phone booth, power lines. Power lines. I think that's what it's called. Power lines. So people sit in this corner called power lines. This is top of the double cap. So this is upper sandbag, lower sandbag, top of sandbag, lower sandbag, or bottom of sandbags. This is the double cap. This is tree. Okay. These are like corners people like to sit in. Fence. This is called tunnels. This is the Allies' second flag. And in here, we can call this like, I call this arches, I guess. Or like inside second flag, bottom of second flag. In here is a little like connector, and this is called jump window. Jump window stairs, stairs to jump window. This is jump window sandbag. Down here, we call this like, you can call this arches or barrels, or instead of barrels, you call it like treehouse barrels, because this is treehouse. So all this in here, this is called treehouse, and this is treehouse barrels or treehouse arches. And this is the like tunnel to the first flag, little ninja spot right here. And this is first window, or like sniper loft window above the first, but the first flag window, first window. Let's see. I don't have a name for this over here. double door to their first, or like connector to first, stairs to their first. You can call it anything really, but there's not really a name for here. This is the outlet spawn. Oh, I don't have God mode on. But so that's the Allied's first spawn right there. And this is also the Allied's first spawn. This is double windows, single window. That's basically it, I think. I'm not missing anything. This is a sniper tower, church tower still from the other side, so there's 2 windows. Bottom of church tower, church, mid-house, garden, loft, hole, barrels. This is a ninja spot for the Axis first flag. You gotta check that. Alright, I think I just basically went through the whole map as far as callouts. This is a little closet. I call this like first closet, or closet to the first. Yep, as far as I can tell, that's everything. Okay, so there's a number of routes that you do. And we're going to start with the Axis rifle route. So the Axis rifle route, there's 2 of them. And usually you want to send, if you look at the map, you'll want to send like 3 to 4 people to the double cap. And like 1 or 2 people go underpass and church tower. So typically the rifles, and you can break it up however you want, but rifles will go through hole, and you want to flood double cap and get nades down there as quick as you can. I mean, whoever controls the mid cap, you know, is going to control the map. Sometimes it's decided by who holds the longest. It's not every time or anything like that, but there's minimal cap outs in Solitude. So if you're getting capped out on a bunch, you're getting stomped on. If you got 2 even teams, ooh, sorry, I got the hiccups. If you got 2 even teams, it can come down to who holds the longest. So, a couple things you can do. When you get to hole, there's a nade where you throw this way. You throw over this corner, and it's going to go to underpass. Okay? It goes into underpass that way. And you can time it so it hits and explodes here. You can come through hole, and then throw it over this way. Basically what that... Oh, I messed it up. Let me do it right. And then it'll explode here, where people are coming up from jump window to go in. So you can throw it over the top of that to get some nice kills. But basically you just want to get to the double cap, and you just throw grenades quickly down and then peek out. So you want your nades to just land behind that sandbag, and it explodes people. People will either peek here, or they'll run across, or they'll get on the sandbag. So you're just kind of like looking down here. This angle is pretty good right here. Kind of blocks you by the flag. But if you stand behind this, it's a pretty hard to hit, because the sandbags absorb a lot. I don't know where the sandbag ends, but you know, pretty badly. So you wipe out the other team, you come down, you cap the double cap. You usually want to get nades down into the tunnel, because people are going to try to break it with nades. And you can stand anywhere in the square, plus you can stand halfway on top of this thing. So if you go too far, it goes away. But if you come back about halfway, then you're fine. So, you know, you can kind of stand behind this pillar. You can stand behind this pillar and peek out and in. They can still shoot you. Some people prone. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but you're kind of stuck. I think you can come up to this one. Yeah, this first step is in the flag cap too. I wonder if the first. No, you got to be pretty much between these. So that's the second flag. Once you get it, you can do a couple things. I think you can jump to this somehow. I don't know how to do it, but you can jump onto the tree. Boop, boop, boop. Or you can jump onto this little pillar right here, and you can kind of peek. Or you just can kind of come over here and peek this way. But from here, your goal is to at least have one person holding the double. Maybe 1 or 2 people push up. This tunnels right here is really tight. And they're going to be throwing nades. You know, they're either going to throw them here, or they're going to throw them so they land like here-ish area. So if you if you push with 2 people, you know, a lot of times you can get exploded. So you want to just kind of sit tight and wait for people. You know, your car can come over here and kill 1 or 2 people and push up. Then that person can kind of come behind. This is totally wallable. All these walls. So, you know, you can wall through these, and Grams will sit there and spam you through it. It does like 30% of your health, though it's pretty low. They're pretty thick doors. That's basically it. You're going to be peeking, like, they can come from here, they can come from here, they can come from up here. If they're already here, they can be in these 2 corners. So it's not an easy peek or pick. You got to like peek, 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 peek. You can get through. Once you cap their 2 flag, you have maybe 3 options. The number 1 option people usually tend to do is come into this barrel area, come up to this door, and then they can go and try to cap the first flag. Or just harass people and be annoying over here so that they get distracted. I typically like to push through double doors right here because I like to kill here. Easy kills, and then you can kind of wrap around, kill, come over here, peek. There's usually a person chilling over here, and there's usually people like holding it, and then you can try to cap the first. Or your last option, I mean, obviously holding, so you can just like get in a corner and hold. You can come up here and like just like look at people's feet. People chill in this barrel. I don't know why you would do that, but people do it. People sit in this corner, and this corner. So if you want to hold, you can do all that stuff. Or you can come up to jump window, kill the person, jump, and you can come around a tree house. Either go up in a tree house, come down, or you can come up and try to cap the first from this way. Now, typically your goal, if you're the double cap, is just to hold double cap and maybe try to get their second. And then you have a rifle going underpass. So I'll show you the underpass. So usually you have 1 rifle and maybe the sniper, maybe a heavy also trying to go underpass. So the second flag doesn't start cap, so you either have to cap it or ignore it. So you come down here and you can go up slip and slide, or you can come down to L and then also go up slip and slide. You got to check for snipers in the tower. You check for people coming out of the underpass, check for people coming out of the mid house, check for people at double doors, check for people at power lines, which is this corner over here. It's kind of hard to see because when you peek it, they could just be sitting there behind the sprites and it's not easy at all. The underpass dude is going to battle another rifle underpass, and the allies underpass guy could get to about here before you're like here. So you're like, I mean, they could be nading you as you're coming up to this because of the way the timing works. So hyper aggressive allies underpass players can get pretty far into this. They could be nading hole from down here, all sorts of stuff. But that's your job, is to battle that dude. So if you have a hyper aggressive allied player, as soon as you peek this, you're just like, alright, well, I'm just going to throw a nade that bounces off the church and onto that, so that if they're there, they at least get hurt, or, you know, you can get a free kill that way. Otherwise, they're going to be here, maybe up here, and they're going to be anywhere in all this stuff. There's these little arches that they peek out of, there's this whole area that they peek out of, and here. This is a really tough shot for them, and they have a Garand. So, if you have a car, you're pretty set. You can just murder 8 people and push up. That being said, you know, some people are really good and they can just get you 1 shot with the Garand. Only your head's showing, so in theory, they should just bop your head. After you kill the underpass dude and you push up, there is going to be a sniper rifle, or a heavy, or a rifle rotating from here and here. They like to chill here. Heavies especially will chill here and wait for you. If you kill the underpass dude and they call it, they'll come out here and peek this area, because their job is to hold the mid house. They can also chill here. I've seen heavies just kind of chilling here waiting for you, so they can be kind of annoying in that regard. But you got to peek everything. So you come out here, you check, and then you have to check. Okay, and then you push up. You can either go harass people in treehouse, and some people will just sit in here and shoot your legs and stuff as you go by. Then they can come out here and they can shoot from jump window, or people coming from jump window, and then try to push to the first. If you don't want to go through treehouse, you can push through this like treehouse barrel area, and you can kind of get a good position. Some people ninja from here, some people ninja in treehouse, some people ninja in this this closet, and I guess you can ninja over here too. You just got to make sure your gun isn't poking out, because your gun for sure is visible here. It's not visible like this, so you kind of hide your gun. Hopefully they run past you, and then you can sneak onto their first flag. Ninja caps work really well on Solitude, and I think that they're a huge, very viable option. So if you can somehow let the underpass person run past you, or you're chilling up here and you just like let the underpass dude run past you, you just listen, they get far enough away, then you want to sneak up, and you have a couple options for ninjing. This is the most common ninja spot, and if you're a decent allies player, you're checking it almost every time, especially if you lose track of the axis dude. So another place I like to go to is in their kind of like first window sniper loft area, and I'll just chill here and just try to let the person run past again, and wait for us to cap 2 or get close to capping the 2, and then you can kind of run out. The only bummer is it does take time and that door makes noise. So if you can just chill here, you know, if they haven't lost track of you, they don't check, you just chill here, and then they cap, you can go cap, or you chill in this corner, they'll run over the top of your head, not paying attention sometimes, then you can go cap, and you can also hide over here like this and just prone, just wait for people to go past, unprone, and go cap the flag. That's basically it. You can also grab the first and hold it. You know, like if you're over here, they're gonna nade you, but this is not a bad place to hold it. They're gonna be peeking and jumping out here to try to cap it. Or you can go over here and split the difference. This is hard because you have 3 places where they're coming out of: here, here, and here. But if you just hide yourself here, you shoot this guy, they're gonna run out, shoot, and then shoot the guy here. You can get a 3 or 4K pretty easy just by harassing them in their spawn. Get nades into there too if you can save your nades. Yeah, that's the underpass route as an Axis person. Okay, so then you have your sniper routes. I'm not a sniper. I don't really know what I'm doing with sniper rifles. I mean, I can snipe okay, but I don't know the meta of sniping. I just can kind of use the gun every once in a while. But in general, the sniper's going to be here up in this loft. Okay, you can shoot the person coming out of mid-house, you can shoot the person coming out of underpass, and you can shoot the person in church tower. You can also kind of look down here into hole and see people coming out from the double cap. It's a pretty well-rounded. You have a view of a lot of this garden area, which becomes a pretty big battlefield. So a lot of fighting is done in this area, and the sniper up here is a pretty good spot. So you just like peek, 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 peek. Lots of kills. You got to kind of check this area because allies like to hide here. They like to hide here. And they like to hide here. So you just got to be careful of that. From there, snipers can do a bunch of things. So sniper can always help double cap. So a sniper can always come over here, get a couple kills for people. It's easier for snipers to get shots over the top of this than it is for rifles. But it's maybe not the best effective use of a sniper. But a lot of aggressive snipers, and if you're smart and you're like a team player, snipers will come over here and help the double cap if the rifles go down. If the rifles are up, obviously the sniper can also come to underpass. This is a very long line of sight, and you can kind of harass their first flag guy, the underpass guy. But most of the time, you're going to want to come in here. You can peek this way. People are going to come up from the stairs. They're going to come to jump window. They're already going to be at sandbag. Or you can come up to the sniper loft over here, and this is like your murder zone. So you got people, sniper will be here, rifle, heavy might come down this way, and then rifle sniper is going to be here. They could also be here. So you just kind of harass people and don't let them get to mid-house. If they get past you here, you like shoot and they miss and run, then you just get down here and you wait for them, and they'll come in right to your line of sight. It's a pretty easy shot, even if they sprint in. And then you can also get kind of down here, and you know, you can just hide and hold the mid cap, or the mid house. I don't really know what a sniper does after that. You know, I mean, aggressive snipers can kind of push this way, Maybe can kind of come down here, but they're a hold option most of the time. So most of the time they're going to sit in tower, and they're going to keep people from pushing in. I don't see snipers getting all the way up to here. But you definitely could if you were a hyper-aggressive sniper and just pick off and try to get the first. But most of the time, a sniper is a hold position on this map. So that's basically it. You're gonna hold tower. You're gonna hold underpass. You're gonna hold the double cap. And that's what a sniper does. The heavy routes. You can do either underpass or you can come into hole. But a sniper, one heavy usually goes double cap. It just makes it a lot easier to have some rifles and some automatics. So one heavy goes underpass, and then another heavy will go into the mid house. And there'll be another heavy also on the ally side typically. And the heavy and the sniper are like a duo on this map. The heavy needs to protect the sniper from the other heavy and the other sniper. They can also harass and get through and push in, and they can set up ninja caps, and they can set up where they can kind of cut off. I'll show you over here, but they can go this way, and they can cut off the rifles, the allied rifles coming in from the double cap to the mid flag. So a really good heavy can push up and just like murderate people here, and keep the underpass rifle at bay. But their main job is to make sure that the sniper can do their job, which is to stop everyone from coming in. So you'll see heavies kind of chilling here, chilling here, chilling here, chilling here, chilling here, waiting, like a lot of waiting. Peeking out is dangerous, but it depends on if you're aggressive or not. And then, like I said, from there the heavy can choose if they want to try to go you know, the treehouse route to the first, or if they want to go to this stairs down to the second. Some people will ninja here and then come in and try to murderate people. But the main job of the heavy, I think, is to make sure the sniper doesn't get wrecked. That's basically it. I got white models. So for allied side, I mean, it's a pretty straightforward map, but like I said, you send about 3 or 4 people to double cap. So you send a couple rifles and a heavy. Sometimes people send 4, but you're gonna push through here. This is kind of a hard peek if the access get your spawn. So you come in here, you're exposed here, so you gotta like peek, 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 and you can peek all the way down to the end of the tunnels. Here, people can be here, here, and here, and then they can fly down through tunnels, and they can be sitting over here. So this is a hard one once they get in. You can throw nades over the top. So, you know, if you don't know where they're going to be, you can kind of throw a grenade over the top of that. You can throw a grenade this way, so it goes to the stairs. You can do a lot of cool stuff with nades over the top of that thing. So, you know, use that to your advantage if the axis are holding your second. Off initial, you're going to want to run in here, and you're just going to lob a grenade up top like that. So you just kind of throw it over the top of the tree, and you're hoping it goes behind the sandbag. And basically you're just trying to see who nades first. Like who gets there first, and nades probably wins. You take out 1 or 2 people, and then it's going to be 1 versus 3 or 1 versus 2. Usually the first person wants to throw a nade, and the second person wants to throw a nade. And if you kind of like do them at different, so you're not throwing 2 grenades at once, you do them at different times. Like they'll hear 1 nade go off, then they'll push in, so then the next nade will get them. Like it's a nade fest, and you're gonna get exploded here 1,000 times. You're gonna get exploded up there 1,000 times. It's literally you prime a nade as you come around the corner, and launch it up in the air, and then you're gonna be shooting until it explodes. And you're hoping it takes people out. After you take people out, you go and cap the mid cap, and then you have a couple options. You can come in here to double cap, and you can try to push. This is kind of hard because people are going to be at this hole. People are going to be up at slip and slide. People are going to be underpass or underpass. People are also going to be power lines. And they also can kind of chill up here like this and just wait for you to push out. I mean, it's pretty brutal, but doable. What you can do is throw grenades over the top of here like this. So you get up here and you're like, yeah! And what they do is they come down here and they explode inside hole. You can throw a grenade from over here, like this. And it goes into hole. And basically it. I mean, you can probably throw a grenade to slip and slide. Yeah, it gets pretty close. I don't think you can get a nade into power lines, which makes it really effective. But like, I don't think you can go over the top of this. Yeah, I don't think those are making it through. So you just have to peek power lines. But you throw grenades over the top of this guy this way, and it goes into hole, and then you can push up. If you're gonna hold the double cap, a lot of people will hold like in this area, like this, so that they shoot the people coming out of hole. You can come up here like this and peek the hole from over the sandbag. People come into this corner and just wait. So you can wall it. If you hear them go, ugh, then you just keep shooting until they die. People sit in all sorts of spots. I like to sit here and just wait for people to come in and bop their heads. You'll also see people chilling over here. This is the classic ninja break spot. So you think you're safe, you killed 3 people, you pushed in, you start capping the flag, and this fucker comes out of nowhere and just sprays you down. So you always gotta check here. It's always good to like throw a grenade down this way and just make sure that they're not there. You also see people hiding back here, like this. You start capping the flag, then they peek out, shoot. Same thing over here. I mean, people can like chill in these really awful spots and just murder at you. So you got to use your grenades, feel it out, keep track of the players, because holding spots are really big, especially allies side. Access is a little harder, but it is what it is. Then you push through hole. You have options. You can push into slip inside if you want, or you can push through hole. Into barrels, and then you got your first. This is where a lot of people die. You got to time the spawns right, but people are going to chill by obelisk, and they're going to be coming out of spawn this way. If they're holding, you got a guy in the corner, a guy here, you got a guy here, you got a guy over here in this area. Pretty brutal. They'll just chill and wait for you, so you got to peek all that stuff. They're going to be coming out of spawn here too, so as you come out, it's like peek, 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 peek. People could be over here, peek, and then you can run to the flag. If you get it, you can come over here and try to hold on to it this way, because you're safe from this guy, and you can basically just watch him come out of here and here. People will often just cap the first and just run to the second. Make sure you don't run out of stamina and try to cap the second flag. Axis like to hold over here, but if you're the allies and you cap this, then you can come over here and just kind of hold and shoot people coming into the first flag. That's basically it for the other than if you want to, after you come out of the double cap, you can come over to slip and slide and go harass their second. What's nice about slip and slide is you can come up to this L shape and you can bop them as they come over to their second flag. Or you cap. And you come up to here. Alright, so the underpass guy. So you come out of the spawn up here. Doot. Gotta cap the flag. And if you're really aggressive, you can make it very far up. I've been trying to practice this nade like this, and then you throw it over the top. And if you do it right, it goes through, but I have a hard time with it. I think I have to throw it higher. Whatever. If you do it right, you can throw it through this hole and the other hole, and it comes out on the top of that. But typically what you want to do is you're going to come up here, and you can bank it off the top of this, and it'll kind of go and kill the guy coming out of slip and slide. And if you prime it a little bit longer, you can have it explode kind of in this area and kill the guy coming up to the flag there. You can also just launch it over the top of this, and you can make it into the hole sometimes. I'm not very good at it. I'm not an underpass player. But if you throw it over the top of that, it'll go into hole. And even if you don't make it into hole, if you want to hit the double doors, you just kind of throw a little bit more to the left, and it'll hit the double doors and just kind of kill people coming in this way. And off initial, that's what people are going to be coming through here like this. They're going to go from hole into double cap. So if you're that hyper aggressive underpass player, oh, look at all those nades stacked on each other. You prime your nade, You shoot it in the hole, you come up, you take care of this guy. Usually the sniper is going to be chilling up there. And you're going to have heavies in this area and rifles going into the double cap. So the underpass player has a lot of opportunity to score lots of kills and severely mess up the accessibility to get to the double cap. So it's a pretty big deal. Yeah, we're discussing 20-year-old strats. Okay, so from there, like, you're a disruptor guy if you're underpass. So you disrupt everything, and then you go to the second. And if you go to the second, you're making the access people worry about the second flag. So you're still alleviating pressure from the double cap. So you come up here, you harass them at their first. It's just a battle, but the underpass player like alleviates pressure from the double cap by just being a nuisance in either garden or by going to their second. Because then some rifles will have to go take care of them. The heavies will have to go take care of them. It lets your sniper and your heavy do their work inside mid-house. If you can take out a couple people from hole going into the double cap, it lets your rifle team and the heavy go into the double cap kind of figure it out. And, like I said, you just take pressure off them. So that's what the underpass guy does. I think the Allies underpass dude is the best role, most pivotal role in the whole shitty map. That's basically it. Then we got heavy routes. So for the heavy route, you're gonna come over here like so. You go over jump window, and then you can throw this great nade. I kind of line it up like at the top of this, and I throw it through the foliage, and then it's gonna land somewhere around the hole. And so as the rifles are coming out this way, you can get 1 to 2 kills and massively reduce the amount of people that your rifle team has to deal with. Sorry, I gotta sneeze. So the heavy that goes double cap, or maybe a rifle, like I said, you just kind of like throw it out that way. And there's a way to get it in the hole, which I'm not good at. Oh, I fucked that up real bad. Oh man, I'm bad at this game. You guys shouldn't be listening to me. Okay, did that go through? What am I fucking up here? I did it the first time perfectly, and now I can't do it at all. Whatever. You get the idea. You can play around with it. But maybe I'm standing in the wrong place? No, I'm not getting it through. What the fuck's going on? Alright, that's better. I think I was throwing it too high. Oh, I still got it in a bad place, but whatever, you get the idea. If you throw it right, it'll go here, roughly. And there's people that can make it into the hole, so I know it's possible. I need to practice it more. But the heavy can throw that, the underpass rifle can throw that. Hell off initial, it's not even a bad idea for one of the rifles going double cap to throw that and then circle back, or push through all aggressively and try to take them out from up here. The sniper usually sits up there, so it's kind of hard, but... So the heavy can peek the sniper, although it's not really advisable. Usually the axes get about here when you enter, so it's kind of a, it's kind of an even timing. And so you'll see a lot of heavies sit here and wait for the heavy to push in. They'll sit here and wait for the heavy to push in. And again, the Allies heavy is really there to make sure their sniper goes unharassed. But at some point they can push out and disrupt the rifles to going to the double cap. There's usually people sitting here, they go in this way, and then you got the underpass people coming out this way. So it's a tough route. The heavy and underpass guy can both go and chill under here. This is a pretty brutal spot. When people come out the hole, you can see them in crack. You can kind of ninja here a little bit and just, murder 8 people. And then push in wherever you want to go. As a heavy, you can go into barrels, you can go to their first, or you can go slip inside to their second. And the last route is sniper route. So, sniper typically only goes into mid-house. I mean, the sniper can go to the double cap, but it's pretty rare. Here's why. If they can get into this mid-house and they can get up into Church Tower, then they have an amazing view of Slip and Slide. They can take out the other sniper at the loft, and then they have access to this shot right here. And they can shoot into crack. They can shoot people coming from hole to the double cap, and a really good sniper can just hold people back from getting into the double cap. And like I said, like, Solitude's kind of hard to cap out on, so sometimes a lot of the matches, it's just whoever can hold the double cap the longest. And a good sniper can just withhold the access people from going into the double cap just by sitting here. Kill people here, kill people there. This is a really sniper map because of the Allies sniper side. The Axis sniper has to counter the Allies sniper, but the Allies sniper can just destroy people, like whole teams even. So it's tough. So Allies sniper and the Allies underpass guy can really help the double cap by getting up into these areas and like killing the people going from hole in. That's basically the whole map. Like I said, you'll typically send a heavy and the sniper to mid-house, the rifle will underpass, and then you'll have 2 rifles and a heavy going to the double cap. Some people employ a strategy of sending 4 to the double cap, but you want at least 3. It's a pretty rough double cap. This is really hard. It's my least favorite route, maybe besides Donner. Just I don't like any of Donner. But the Solitude double cap is just, it's hard. People fucking chill and hide places, and just hitting this shot from the top of Sandbag to the bottom, or from the bottom to the top, is just one of the worst shots in the history of all fucking routes. Like, it's so hard to hit a little head coming over the top there. That's basically it. That's all the routes I can think of, and that's basic strategy for murdering people on Solitude. There's some good nades to learn. I didn't go over them all, but your basic nades are the one that goes over here to hole. You can also nade from over here, over the top. And if you do it right, you can get it to go into the double cap. I gotta practice these. I just throw them over willy-nilly, but if you throw right, it goes over there into the hole, or into the double cap. It seemed okay. Yeah, that was great. So you just kind of throw it over the top there, it goes to the double cap, so if people are capping it, you can kill them. And you can also throw them over the sandbags, so if you get into the hole area like this, then you can just throw them directly straight in. This is kind of dangerous because some people sit here and watch, so if you peek this, you can get killed. But if you don't peek it, you can just throw over the top like this. Oh man, that was terrible. Well, you get it. That did not go in. Yeah, I'm struggling. I'm hitting the roof, but yeah, anyway, you get it. You can get it into there. Man, that's basically it. This nade is really cool too, is going this way, over the top. I get several kills by throwing it that way. So if you throw it a little bit to the left, you can get it over here. Nobody's ever over there, so that's not a good idea. So you'd want to throw it more to the right, and it'll go over here into this area. Man, I'm throwing it in the same spot. Why can't I throw these nades? I'm like under pressure or something. You load it here. It's better. You definitely want it on this side because people are going to be coming into the mid cap. I like this nade a lot, but I haven't been able to figure it out. But you can see that there's that window there. Oh yeah, you saw it. It went down there. So that's a pretty brutal nade too. And kind of fun. You can also throw a nade from over here this way, and it'll go over the top and hit the underpass area, which is great for if people are underpass. I think there's a way to get it up and over into this area too, but I had to experiment with it more to figure that out. But you know, if there's an underpass dude there, you can throw the nade from over here. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Boom. Pretty brutal nades. You can just experiment with throwing all sorts of weirdo nades. Fun stuff. Alright, I'm going to end it before the video gets too long, but anyway, that's my strategy on Solitude.